If you do go on to enjoy today's video, do me a favour and hit that like button and of course subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com, and of course you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. Don't I look foolish? Yesterday I released a Future Stars promo prediction, and EA announced a headliner. Well, yeah, not really my fault because I was kind of following the trend of last year. EA tend to be very lazy and they just follow the trend from the previous year, now and again throwing a brand new promo out just to confuse and partially excite us. But EA in their infinite wisdom have decided, for whatever reason, to either delay, cancel, or just forget completely about Future Stars, and we're going to have headliners. Headliners are essentially ones to watch cards for players who are currently performing well. Usually it means that the player has a couple of informs or special items already, but in the case of our first player, Danny Ings, he doesn't. He has absolutely no special cards whatsoever, which is mad because he's got 15 goal contributions in 18 games, and he doesn't have one single inform, which just proves that the inform system and the way that the Team of the Weeks work is just broken. Doesn't make any sense. How has he not got an inform? Thuram up next. He currently has 2 informs. He's got 15 starts for Borussia Mönchengladbach and he has 11 goal contributions. Now, I am going to list the goal contributions for nearly every single player. It's kind of irrelevant for certain players because there are quite a few defenders knocking about. Of course, I'm not going to put that down for goalkeepers, but saying that, I don't actually know if I've got a goalkeeper. Pellegrini up next. Now, he's been not riddled, but he had an injury the very beginning of the season. He's managed 13 starts for Roma and he's managed to accumulate 7 goal contributions. He has 1 inform, therefore making him eligible, but I'm not sure if EA are going to stick to that criteria or not. Moving on to a defender, our first one into the Premier League. 1 inform for Chilwell, should be 2 to be fair, maybe even 3 or 4 by now. 18 starts for Leicester, numerous clean sheets, and of course 4 goal contributions as well. Now, we're not sure how these headliners are going to work. The stats, for instance, are only really 1 or 2 boosted above what they currently have. They usually stay 1 above. So Chris Smalling has gone from an 84 to an 85. He should arguably be an 86 already, but EA didn't give him that 1 inform. Everyone thought he was going to get a Footmas card, and it just didn't happen. So only 1 inform for him. 3 goal contributions in 14 starts. Again, countless number of clean sheets. They have teased, and I'm sure they'll tease it again today as we move into Kostic, our 86 rated left mid. They have teased that there is a number 4 going on, whether that's going to be like a +4 for stats or 4 wins and they get like a mega boost. I'm not sure what that means. We're not really sure. We'll find out at some point. 6 goal contributions in 16 games for Kostic. Not bad. As well as 1 inform. Muniain with 1 inform again. There should be 2 informs, so he should be an 86 rated player already in my opinion. 12 starts, 4 goal contributions. The reason I say, oh, he should have another inform already is because I remember when doing Team of the Week predictions that EA have left out some performances. Like Muniain, he should have another inform for a performance. Same as the next player actually, Oyarzabal of Real Sociedad. He only has 1 inform, but he should at this point have 2. He has 19 games played so far this season with 11 goal contributions for the Spanish side. He could theoretically be a Future Stars card. There are quite a few cards in here that could have a Future Stars if they don't get a headliner, so just bear that in mind. Moving on to Jose Perez. That obviously the second Leicester player that we have. I'm thinking they'll only choose 1. But it's going to be quite difficult to choose between them. 2 informs so far for the Spaniards, 16 starts, 9 goal contributions. Of course, played a few games when Vardy was off on paternity, but still in the side now that Vardy is back, which is good to see. Moving on to transfer target for many clubs, Van der Beek, I'm not sure. 1 inform for him. Again, it could be more if EA really liked the Dutch league. He's got 15 starts for Ajax this season with 10 goal contributions, and somehow he only has 1 inform, which is just mad. It just goes to show again that EA don't like the Dutch league. Over to the Premier League, a league that they do like. Tammy Abraham, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. 2 informs, 20 starts, 16 goal contributions, which is absolutely crazy. And again, he could be given a Future Stars card. I did put him in the video yesterday, but I did say, you know, take it with a pinch of salt because he's already an established player. He's Chelsea's #1 striker. So Would they really give him a Future Stars card? He's a star now. They could give him a headliner. Philip Max of Augsburg. Fantastic left back, 2 informs already. Would have 3 if their stupid back-to-back rule didn't exist. 15 starts for the left back, 10 goal contributions. That's more goals in the same amount of games that Iose Perez has scored, and that guy is, technically speaking, a striker. Another left back to speak of, and absolutely tearing up Europe right now for Milan, is Theo Hernandez. 2 informs so far, 14 starts for the Frenchman with 6 goal contributions. If you look at Milan's performances over the last few weeks, he is in the thick of it. He is just involved in everything, and he is such a good player, and I'd love to see this card. We're going to move on and to a league that, again, EA don't really pay too much attention to. The Championship with Aleksandar Mitrovic. I'm amazed that this guy is only 25. He looks 47, but we're not here to take the mick out of his physical appearance. 2 informs, 26 starts, 19 goals. How he is in the Championship, I'll never know, but that deserves a headliner, definitely. Up 1 league to the Premier League with McGinn. 2 informs so far this season, 18 starts, 5 goal contributions. Once again, were it not for the back-to-back rule, McGinn would probably have 3 informs right now. What I mean by that, by the way, is that if he has an inform in like Team of the Week 10, and then in Team of the Week 11 he scores a hat-trick, EA won't give it to him because it's back-to-back. They have never given a back-to-back inform before, and they're not likely to do it again. Moving on, and of course, we are now back in the Premier League with Traore. 2 informs so far this season. He does have a screen card as well, so I don't know what to say about this. 18 starts, 8 goal contributions. It would be a card that everyone would go after. It would be super expensive. I can imagine EA would throw him in there, but at the same time, because he's got that screen card, I wouldn't be surprised if they left him out. Our first goalkeeper on the list now in 87 rated LeComte. Again, 2 informs. 19 games played, 5 clean sheets. Doesn't sound that impressive, but considering Monaco last year and possibly even the year before, in fact, for the sort of most recent seasons, have not been that great. He's actually put in a couple of very good shifts, and they've started to turn it around over there now, so wouldn't be surprised to see him get a headliner card. Moving on to Gerard Moreno. He hasn't been really on the boil, as it were, the last few games. He's got 2 informs so far, 18 starts, 10 goal contributions. That was more toward the first half, if that makes sense, of the season. And then he sort of dropped off a little bit, but still definitely worthy of that headliner card. Although you'd have to decide whether he's worth picking up. Raja Nainggolan, quite similar actually to Gerard Moreno, had 2 or 3 very good performances in a row, almost picked up the informs back-to-back. He's currently got 2 informs, 15 starts for Cagliari with 9 goal contributions. Several other contributions in there, of course, being a midfielder, but we'll just look at goals. Our next Leicester player, and I think our final one, I mean, you could argue a couple of the centre-backs deserve to be in there, but 2 informs for Jamie Vardy. He has a Player of the Month card as well, 20 starts in the Premier League. 21 goals. That is an absolutely mental record. Again, would not be surprised to see the likes of Jamie Vardy in there. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they went for someone like Chilwell because he's not as high rated. Bergwijn, 2 informs, 15 games, 15 goal contributions. I mean, it would be difficult to deny him. Again, I think he's just under the threshold for future stars, but in my opinion, he's already a star. You know, he's already getting. He's already a high-rated card. He's already getting informs and putting in performances like that. So, yeah. A Liverpool player now, first up for them. In fact, there's only one other Liverpool player in here. Gini Wijnaldum with 1 inform. He got a Team of the Year nominee as well. 20 starts. Only 2 goal contributions, but he does have 90% pass accuracy throughout the entire of those 20 games, which is quite impressive, really. Everything is taken from league form, by the way. I'm not including any cups or any friendlies or anything in this. Pizzi up next. Not really seen an awful lot from him in terms of special items this year. Again, just proving that EA hate the Portuguese league. Check this out. 1 inform, 16 games, 20 goal contributions. How can you get 20 goal contributions and only get 1 inform, EA? Sort it out. Parejo up next. This guy is an absolute animal. He is such a good player, but he does an awful lot of things that EA won't recognise because it's not goal contributions. I know all I'm doing is spouting goal contributions right now, but I'm doing it because that's all EA really focus on. 1 inform so far this season, 18 games, 8 goal contributions, but could easily have like 9 informs, honestly. Speaking of 9 informs, Timo Werner, 2 informs, 1 Player of the Month, 17 games. 24 goal contributions. He had one last year, and that is my only concern for EA not sort of reissuing a headliner, because he had one last year. He deserves one, but whether they want to do a back-to-back is, I don't know. They've been known to do it before, but I don't know. Joshua Kimmich up next with one in form, a Team of the Year nominee, 17 games played for Bayern this season, some at right back, some at CDM, so whether EA want to put him in the midfield is obviously entirely up to them. He's got 4 goal contributions in those 17 games as well, but obviously being a defender, doing much, much more than that for Bayern. Playing quite well this season, to be fair to him. Iluchszz is playing unbelievably well this season. The only Atalanta player, not worth mentioning, but the only one I'm going to mention, of course, Alejandro Gomez is another one that they may or may not throw in. 2 informs so far for Iluchszz with 13 starts and 12 goal contributions. It's nearly a goal contribution per game, which is, let's be honest, very, very good. Gnabry up next. 1 in form so far. A player of the card as well, to be fair. 14 starts for Bayern and 12 goal contributions. If they were going to give it to anyone out of maybe him or Kimmich, I would argue that Gnabry would possibly deserve it more. However, there is another Bayern player worth mentioning, of course. Before we get to him, our second and final goalkeeper, Keylor Navas. He's got 2 informs, much like LeComte. 14 games played, though, with 8 clean sheets. Very impressive. Already a reasonably high-rated goalkeeper. Of course, last year, I think Sommer was a player that had a headline. I think I packed him, actually, when they released them initially. And I would expect to see a relatively high-rated goalkeeper again. Karim Benzema, a player that many people would just disregard as being useless, but if you really look at his record, he's actually unreal. 1 in form, a Team of the Year nominee. He picked up a Team of the Group Stage card as well. He's played 18 times in the league for Real Madrid this season, and he has 17 goals. Yes, okay, he plays for arguably one of the most prestigious clubs in the world, but they're not exactly on form right now. Mertens up next with 1 in form, Team of the Group Stage card. Only 10 starts in the league this season, but 6 goal contributions. Not an amazing return. His returns come from cup competitions more than they do league this season. But I definitely wouldn't rule it out. It is an option for sure. Let's go to the Premier League briefly with Christian Eriksen. I'd be reluctant to pick this guy up because I don't think he's going to stay with Spurs. Spurs already picking up the likes of Gedson Fernandes. They're looking at a new striker as well. 1 in form, a Team of the Year nominee, 10 games and 4 goal contributions. But if he moves, I don't know what that does to the card, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Moving over to Italy briefly before we come back to the Premier League and then off to Germany. DYBALA. 1 in form, 1 Team of the Group Stage, a Team of the Year nominee, 13 starts for Juve and 6 goal contributions. Not amazing, but definitely a card I could see, getting a headliner, because it's one of those that, you need a big card from that league and they're not going to give it to Ronaldo. KANE up next with most informs in this list, and that's 3 informs. He's also picked up a Team of the Group Stage. He also has a Team of the Year nominee, and he's only got, I say only, 13 goal contributions in 20 games. But it's just mad to think that 3 informs, a Team of the Group Stage, forget the Team of the Year nominee, but he only has 13 goals in 20 games, whereas Jamie Vardy only has 2 informs, but he's got 21 goals in 20 starts. The other amazing thing is Pizzi has 1 inform, but he's got 20 goal contributions in 16 games. That just proves the point that EA don't care about the quote-unquote minor leagues. Anything outside the top 5, they're just not interested. Let's move on to Robert Lewandowski, back in Germany. 2 informs, a Team of the Group Stage, a Team of the Year nominee, 17 games, 21 goals. If anybody deserves a headliner, it's Lewan. He deserves a Team of the Year, let's be honest. But he didn't give it to him. He deserved a flashback. No, they didn't give it to him. He deserved a player moment. No, they didn't give it to him. They have to give him a headliner. They just have to. And finally, a player that I don't actually think is going to get one, but I'm seeing everyone getting really excited about it, even though I genuinely don't think it's going to happen. Mo Salah. 1 in form, Team of the Group Stage, Team of the Year nominee, 18 games, 15 goal contributions. That's quite surprising as well, though, to be fair. He's got 15 goal contributions in 18 games in the Premier League. And he only has 1 inform. I don't know whether it's a case of, well, Mane or Firmino or anyone else in that Liverpool side was maybe getting goal contributions as well as him, and they've all, because they score a lot of goals, obviously. maybe they were chosen over Salah. But it is interesting that for domestic performances, he's only got 1 inform for scoring 15 goals in 18 games. It's a mad return for only 1 inform. Anyway, that's going to do it for your list of headliners. There are, I mean, countless other players I could mention. But, you know, I would literally be here for about 30, 40 minutes. And I don't want to take up that much of your time. So feel free to leave some more in the comments if you feel like I've missed anyone super important. If you have enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new. And until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.